everybody, my name is Shazanae and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting video for you guys, which you already knew by the title what I'm going to be showing you. But before we jump into the video, really quick, I don't know how I feel about these nails. I got acrylic nails, and the reason I'm showing you this is because I want to do more nail tutorials and stuff. So just to let you know, those are kind of on their way. But I just got my nails done today, and this was from like a Pinterest post, and it looked a lot prettier on the post than I like it. So I think I'm gonna change my nails today. But just a heads up, nail tutorials are on the way. So if you see any Pinterest or anything on the internet that you want to see me try to recreate, please, you can leave them on my Instagram or Twitter, both at Shazanae. But I'm so excited today. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a ton of tutorials with this. So I went to Sephora. Literally, I just got home. Like, I drove home so fast. Don't drive fast, please. But I really wanted to record this video. I tried to save daylight, but it didn't really work. So I'm kind of using bad lighting right now, but what's different? I always have bad lighting. But I actually got the last palette, so they wrapped it up in some tissue, and I got the Urban Decay Electric palette, and this palette is so unbelievably out of my comfort zone, but that's why I wanted it so bad. This palette was $49, so your typical Sephora palette. Really, if you go there looking for a palette, that's pretty much what you're looking to spend. But the reason I wanted to get this palette is because this year, well actually at the end of last year and this year, I've been really looking forward to stepping out of my comfort zone with makeup. I've really gotten into experimenting with my makeup, and not every day. Like, I still have my everyday natural look, which I usually use my Naked palettes on. But I have been putting money aside every week to save up to go to Sephora and splurge in a way. This is what I saved up for. So I saved 50 bucks and I bought a palette. So every couple of weeks I'll be able to buy something new, and you know, it's not affecting my budget. I'm not taking money out of anything important. You know, I specifically assign money every week to go into my makeup and clothing envelope, which I get to spend, you know, when I accumulate money. So this is what I decided to splurge on this first week, and I think I kind of want to do, like, this will be a first impression / review type of videos, but I kind of want to call it like splurge. You know what I mean? Like, kind of have it a series. So whenever I, like, for example, recreational, so movies, clubbing, whatever, going out to eat, that's all this envelope. And then, like I said, I have makeup and clothing, which I just took out of this envelope. So I kind of want to be able to, in a way, motivate myself to save money, and then I get to go out every couple of weeks and try a new palette, try new makeup that came out, expand my collection in a fun way that I get to share with you guys. Now, this is probably not what you want to hear, so I'm gonna go ahead and take an Instagram photo of this real quick, so hold on. So I just want to take a couple pictures before I tear into this palette. But like I said, this is way out of my comfort zone, which is why I wanted it so bad, and I am planning on doing tutorials on this for you guys. So real quick, before I open this, it's showing me what is on the back. Let me just read the back for you real quick. It's a Color Addict's Ultimate Fix, a mind-blowing face and body palette filled with 10 of the brightest, most amazing shades you'll ever lay your eyes on, including 8 never-before-seen shades you won't find anywhere else, plus a double-ended brush, which I always like when they include the good brushes. Choose from matte, satin, and shimmer textures, from current exclusive Chaos and Freak to Urban and Jilted. This palette has it all, which those are names of these colors. And the color payout, insane. Our pigment-infused system delivers soft, creamy, blendable color that lasts. So we have right here, I'm going to have to read it right off. Revolt, Gonzo, Slow Burn, Savage, which it has like these little yellow boxes around. I don't know what that means. Fringe, Chaos, Jilted, Urban, Freak, and Thrash. So I just want to show you that before I tore into this palette. Oh, I love the packaging. I'm just, honestly, I just want to put this out on my table and just look at it all day. I've honestly have started to become so obsessed with makeup. I really like packaging like this. I just feel like it's so like, well, bam, here's the, I don't know, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Oh, swear to God, angels are talking to me. So this is what it looks like. Oh, well, you see my iPad there. You see what these colors look like. So I'm going to give you up close swatches of every single color. Don't worry about not really being able to see the colors right here. But just opening it, like my first initial thought is how vibrant these colors are. I can guarantee you're not going to be able to tell on camera the way it's coming off. But they're gorgeous. Like I'm loving Chaos, which is like this navy blue color here. I'm thinking about maybe doing like smoky eye with that. It's like a navy blue, but there's definitely a purple in it. Like it's more purple than, you know, Gonzo. You got two kind of green colors, Fringe and Freak, which are right here. You have this yellow color called Thrash. Oopsies. I really don't want to ever get this palette dirty. I'm loving the palette. I'm loving how like sleek it is. It's not super, you know, crazy like the front is, which I really, really like, because I feel like the colors do that for you. So we're gonna go to the colors for a minute, but I always like to review the brush because I fell in love with Urban Decay. Well, actually, Urban Decay's Naked 2 brush. It's not in here. It's actually with my other brushes, but I love that brush and I use it for everything. So I'm really excited about this brush. So let's take a quick look at that because I feel like it's something a lot of people neglect, but brushes are so expensive. You know, I feel like if it comes with a palette, you're definitely getting a really good deal. So I'm really excited about this little pencil brush on the edge because, on one end, because I'm always using my dome brush, but this one's a little like fluffier and a little bit thinner than this one is. And then on the other side, it looks like it has like a fluffy crease brush, which is a little bit thinner than the ones that I typically have. Like my usual crease brushes are this angled one, and then I'll show you the Naked 2 one. So that's the Naked 2 one, and then I'll show you the electric palette. So the electric palette is smaller, and I feel like you can do a really nice crease cut with this brush. So I don't feel like it's an everyday thing, but if you put these two together, I feel like you can definitely get places with it. So I'm really excited about this brush and I'm really impressed. I don't know personally, you know, how it'll apply with the brush, you know, which we can try that out. I'm going to try it with my finger. I'll try it with the brush, see if there's any difference. One thing I'm noticing is it did not come with primer, which is okay. You know, I don't think every palette will come with a primer, but I'm questioning if these need a primer. So this might be a little bit of a lengthy video because I want to do, I'm going to write this down as I say it so I don't forget. Okay, so I want to compare, I want to compare the colors with finger, with brush, side by side, and then I want to compare them with and without primer and see how see if there's any difference, because these are things that people are really curious about, which I have seen several reviews for this. I really wanted to have it in person, but I want to give you a full in-depth a full in-depth review about this. So colors with fingers and brush, this will give you an opportunity to see the color up close and personal. So we're gonna start from this color and just kind of work our way that way. So the first color is Revolt, and this is with my finger. So with my finger, I'm just gonna show you them on my fingertips, and then with the primer, I'll be doing it on my arm. I'll go over it. So this is Revolt. Next color is Gonzo. Next is Slow Burn. Next is Savage. Next is Fringe. Next is Chaos. Jilted. Urban. That's Freak. And the last one is Thrash. So looking at all the colors on my fingers, they're seriously so vibrant. I am absolutely in love with this one, which I believe is Gonzo. Yes, that is Gonzo, that bright blue one. I'm so excited to use that color. Same thing with that color Chaos, which is this like purpley navy blue. Thrash is it's like highlighter yellow. I mean, honestly, there's not a color I don't like in this palette. My first impression is just how, like, that on my fingertips is without primer. Like, I'm going to be doing better swatches of them on my arm. So now I'm going to be, that was just my finger. That was literally just dipping my finger. I mean, look at that. That is from the, oh my goodness. That's from the eyeshadows. I forgot what they were called for a moment. So now the next test I'm going to be doing with a brush versus what you just saw with my fingers, I'm going to be doing side-by-side swatches, one with a primer and one without. I will be listing, of course, you know, which has the primer and which doesn't, so you can kind of see how they compare to one another. I'm really excited about this because, like I said, I'm just getting my primer ready. Looking at them without using any primer, literally just touching them, they're so opaque and so like velvety feeling. They're really, really soft feeling, which tells me that they're really, really easy to blend, and we will, you know, try that out when I do some tutorials. But I am going to be using, this actually came from my Naked 2 palette, and this is an Urban Decay Primer Potions sample, it just says Sin. Well, you can't really see Sin. There you go. So it says Sin, and I apologize. I was watching like the swatches up on camera, and I really hope they were coming out like true to color. Alright, so again, we'll start in the same exact order. So we're going to be starting with Revolt, with and without primer. Okay, so that is the first color, Revolt. So this one is the one without primer. This is the one with primer. Compared to on my finger, I'm a little bit disappointed in this color. I thought it was going to come off just like that, but using the brush and trying to blend it, it didn't really work. So I'm just going to try to like streak that down. And I guess that came out even a little more opaque just using my finger. So this is the color Gonzo, and one is with and without primer. I'm much happier with this color than I was with Revolt. Here is Slow Burn. Next color is Savage, and I hope you do excuse my laziness. I got a little tired of wiping off my arm after each swatch. Next is Fringe, then Chaos, Jilted, Urban, Freak, and the last one is Thrash, and I apologize, I got a little bit of Freak into the swatch with the primer. Okay, so doing a side-by-side comparison with and without primer, of course primer made somewhat of a difference, but not a huge difference. These colors are really, really impressive just by themselves, except for the first one, which was Revolt, which I'm a little bit about. You know, like one color out of what, there's 10 of them, isn't too great, which Revolt actually reminds me a lot of Verve, I think it's called, Verve, which is in my Naked 2 palette. It reminds me a lot of that color. I'll put them kind of side by side. Do you see what I mean? So if I really wanted a color like that, I feel like I could get away with just using Verve. You know, of course, buying a color, you know, you wish that it would come out the best that it possibly can, but it's also not a bright color. It's just kind of a silver. So for the bright colors to be very pigmented and very, you know, like very, very vibrant, even without a primer, I'm in love with this palette. I was kind of disappointed by the brush. I was kind of raving on about how this brush is going to be fantastic and stuff. But these are all done with a brush, but I really had to kind of go over them with my finger. I did a little bit like on the back of my hand. I took all that off because I didn't want it to get everywhere. And it just seemed to go on better so much, like it was so much more vibrant and so much more pigmented with just using my finger. Overall, do I regret buying this palette? Absolutely not. I'm so excited that this is in my life, and I highly recommend buying it. I highly recommend buying it to people who want to experiment with colors and step out of their comfort zone like I do. So hopefully in a couple weeks, we will be able to revisit Sephora, so I want your suggestions down below along with those nail art ideas about what you want me to try next. I know a lot of people wanted to see Kat Von D's like Shade Light or something like that palette, which I saw there and I was debating on getting, but I really wanted this, and I only had 50 bucks, so I only could buy one. I'm not sure how much the contour palette from Kat Von D is, but I couldn't buy this and that, so I had to choose one, and I chose this. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of Splurge, I guess you can call it. I'm really excited, like I said, to do makeup tutorials with this, so look out for these. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. You can also subscribe if you want to, if you don't want to miss any beauty, gaming, vlogging, random videos. You can subscribe, and my videos will come to your subscriber feed. Is that what you want to call it? You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, both at ShadesRenee. I'm about to post a bunch of photos of this to Instagram, so if you're on there, you can see when I filmed this video. And that is pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until my next video, I'll see you next time. Bye!